even doing here, Oscar? Like, aren't we supposed to be anchoring right now?
I don't know. I wish Mr. Cullinan was here instead of dealing with this goof.
Right.
Okay, guys, Mr. Cullinan isn't here today, so we're going to be in this classroom. And I'm in charge.
Why are you even in charge? From what I remember, you didn't even work out last week.
Of course. With this goof in charge, we're going to procrastinate.
Whatever. Quit the whining. You guys are going to have two options today. You're either working on making a Senn TV apparel, or you're going to anchor. So you have an option.
Ooh, I actually think I want a hoodie.
No, we should make a shirt.
Why?
I mean, the winter's almost over. It's going to be spring. It's not going to be cold.
So, they're hoodies for the summer.
No, but you're going to be even more hotter.
You know what? Let's just ask BC.
What do you think, BC? What is she doing? She doesn't even know what's going on.
Right, she's not even paying attention. I don't even know why she's in charge.
It's okay, that's so ugly. You don't know how to draw.
You think you know how to do this? What are you doing this? You're not even paying attention. Forget it. I'm just gonna go anchor.
Hi, I'm Nick Cece and you're watching Senn TV.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
guys.
Welcome to episode 12 of Senn TV's fourth season. We're so excited to be back. Let's take a look at everything happening next week.
The sophomores and juniors will be getting individual Chromebook as Senn continues to move one-to-one. In order to get a Chromebook, your parent must attend a technology session. So be sure to have them visit the one-to-one technology page on the Senn website. Eden Void will have more on this later in the episode.
On Tuesday, March 12th, Senn will hold one-to-one tech meetings. The sophomore class will meet during third period and the junior class will meet during 8th period.
Brewers for Bulldog is tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a great turnout and raise a lot of money for Friends of Senn. Our teacher, Mr. Colony, will be filming the event. Good job, Mr. Colony.
I can't wait to see the teachers letting loose. The Senior Music Showcase is on Thursday, March 14 at 6 p.m. in Senn Hall. Come by to show your support for all the future Grammy winners we got walking down our halls.
The SAT test is only 32 days away. Remember the SAT, Oscar?
Oh, that was a nightmare. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, Senn TV spoke to Miss Medellin about the upcoming SAT test. Let's take a look at what she said and be sure to listen for some helpful tips.
We are about 42 days starting from today for the SAT and PSAT. For those juniors, you guys will be taking the SAT on Tuesday, April 9th, and all the freshmen and sophomores will take the PSAT on Wednesday, April 10th. So we are about 6 weeks out from the test. We're hoping all of you are using Khan Academy. Our goal this year is for every student, but especially juniors, to practice for 20 hours on Khan Academy. The big tips I would say with that, though, it's not just about the content, it's really about practice. So SAT's motto and the mottos we've been going for is practice makes better. So if you practice taking the test, you're going to be better, you're going to feel better on actual testing.
The end of the third quarter is already less than a month away. Be sure you're keeping up with your grades so once April 4 rolls around, your parents will want to hang your report card on the fridge and not you.
Let's move on to the exciting week we just had here at Senn.
This week was Think Week. Despite some issues with the weather, all went well. Let's take a look at our recap. Senn hosted their annual Think Week from March 4th to March 7th. where Senn students from freshmen to seniors get a day assigned where they walk to Loyola to explore how it feels to be on a college campus. However, this year, students, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, had to take the school bus to Loyola because of extreme cold weather. Some buses were delayed and students had to stand outside in the cold weather until the buses arrived. Students, however, had a positive attitude.
Really cold. I'm being honest. It's amazing because we're being scholars and we're gonna learn about Loyola, right, Anna?
The bus was delayed, but it's fine. It's very cold. I'm about to freeze.
And you're wondering, what about the seniors? Well, the seniors didn't have to go through all this mess of waiting for the school buses in the cold. They were asked to go directly to Loyola instead of Senn. They probably took an Uber or a Lyft, like I did. Surprising, huh? Students are truly troopers for making it to Loyola with the cold weather. Once students arrived, they were broken into their assigned groups with their chaperones. Then they will follow their schedule with the activities they need to do throughout the day. Activities were different for each grade level. Students were involved in panels with Loyola students and professionals. Some students were even Senn alumni. They had the chance to ask questions about college and careers.
So one question I had was, how does the future of engineering look for our generation? Because I know jobs open and close during time as time goes on. So how does the future of engineering look for us?
But I think that the most valuable engineers are going to be engineers that have a broader understanding of topics, and I kind of see it like medicine.
And guess what's next? Students' favorite part at Loyola, eating lunch. Food ranging from pizza, nuggets, fries, and hamburgers. Seniors were the first class to do Think Week for 4 years. Let's see how Think Week will be next year. For Senn TV, this is Oscar Marquez reporting.
The Senn Arts teacher wore coveralls last week with a special message about the nature of art attached to their outfits. So let's hear from them on the subject.
We are trying to communicate to our community that artists are workers. There's a little bit of a myth that artists are artistic geniuses, and artistic genius is something that some people just have and some people don't, and artists are able to snap their fingers and make something beautiful and amazing. But we are trying to work against that by communicating that artists work really hard at their craft just like any other worker.
Main reason, I guess there's a couple of reasons, but the main one is just to kind of reiterate the fact that, or talk about the fact that art is work, and a lot of hard work goes into it, not only in kind of the construction of it, but also in the idea generation part of it. So instead of it being like a something that just magically appears and in space, that it's something that's really thought about as hard work.
This idea comes from the Russian constructivists, who were also trying to fight against that idea that artists come out of nowhere, or artistic talent comes out of nowhere. Artistic talent comes out of hard work, and that's why we're wearing workwear, coveralls.
Those Senn Arts teachers are so cool and they're so inspiring.
Speaking of cool and inspiring, Mr. Eby's seniors in English 4 are currently reading Othello.
Mr. Eby's class decided to get a little creative and act out different scenes from the book in movie form.
Othello is one of the great tragedies of William Shakespeare. It's set in Venice, Italy, and it centers around a Muslim general, a Moor, by the name of Othello. And he gets involved in a crazy, tragic love story involving, of course, love, mistrust, stereotypes, and betrayal. For this project, I'm having students essentially create a film remix of an Act 5, Scene 2 from the play. It was inspired basically of my approach as an English teacher in teaching Shakespeare. I've always felt that Shakespeare is not meant for the page, he's meant for the stage.
All right, and action.
Who's there? Othello?
Have you prayed tonight, Desdemona?
Aye, my lord.
I will not kill thy unprepared spirits.
What's this talk of killing?
I do. Think on thy sins.
And so in this current world that we live in, involving cinema and digital social media, I wanted to have students explore Shakespeare in a dynamic way, where they're acting out, embodying these characters, and showing their own unique artistic voices through their remixes. I think it's been going really great. I mean, you're part of the filmmaking experience as well, and it's been really awesome just seeing students collaborate, make risk-taking choices as actors, as directors, and just have really a good time working together as a team.
Othello!
What now?
If what murders have done, Cassie has killed Rodrigo.
The foreign language teachers honor their Students of the Month on March 1st. Tommy No, Brianna Buckes, and Amy Sykes were there, along with some amazing food. Aquí hay un vistazo de lo que pasó.
By the way, guys, that means let's take a look in Spanish.
Pero les quiero dar la bienvenida a todos los padres que están aquí. So I do want to welcome all the parents that are here. So it's a nice occasion and hopefully the start of a new tradition within our world language department. For our teachers, I go to their meetings, our teachers have been wanting to recognize all of you, the students, who are displaying this drive and displaying this level of proficiency within your classes in the respective languages that you're all learning. I want to highly commend you because these languages that you're learning, you're going to be able to continue to practice. I hope that you continue to practice after you leave Senn, and they are only going to benefit you greatly in the professions that you all seek out in the future.
So like the ceremony, like it's nice, you know, like you could get knowledge, like all the other students, like that were in there, you know, their experience in like learning new languages, you know, it's beneficial for like Senn, like, you know, all of us, because, you know, we learn new languages, like now we can learn new languages every day.
Je vis après l'IC. Je c'est plus bon pour vous. Merci.
Merci. Gracias. La clase de español es muy difícil, pero muy divertido.
Muy bien. El ID y lo hizo excelentemente bien.
Mi experiencia para español es muy buena porque me encanta aprender idiomas diferentes y aprender las culturas diferentes. Y también muchas gracias por mi maestra, ella da muchas apoyos a mí.
This Spanish class has been a little challenging but also interesting because since I've only spoken English, learning a new language has made me more open-minded about other cultures and languages.
We're very proud of you and your fortitude to take on multiple languages.
Big news for Mr. Borre's students and really for all of Senn. His Chididarod team took first place over the weekend in the entire city. And it looks like he had a great time and he even gave Senn TV a quick shout out. Let's hear from Mr. Borre.
Go. Hey Senn TV, thank you for raising over 2,300 pounds of food live from the Chididarod. You rock. Thank you. Whoa!
Big breaking news. Senn Theater art student Abad Viquez won the Chicago August Wilson Monologues and is going to the Big Apple to perform on Broadway, competing for the national title. This is incredible news, you guys, and we're so proud of Abad, the hardest working man in Senn arts show business. Let's take a look at a clip of his performance.
Grace, she real nice. Laugh a lot of fun to be with. She don't be trying to put on. Some of these women act like they Queen of Sheba. I don't like them kind.
And for our 10th anniversary, the Chicago winner 2019 August Wilson Monologue topic is Abbott.
I have a good feeling he's going to take the national title home.
Yeah. And on the world of technology, Eden Voigt invested the feelings of the students and faculty have about everyone receiving a Chromebook this month. Let's see what she found out. Eden?
Luckily, Senn was part of an initiative through the Mayor Manual, and he actually, there's a bunch of schools, I believe there's like 15 or 20 schools throughout the city who are getting one-to-one devices. They call it, it's a technology modernization program. So we are one of the schools. We got in right at the last minute. We, as you know, we already went one-to-one with our freshmen earlier this year. And so we realized this program was happening, so we put our application in, we're approved. So now we got today, as you can see, 1,200 Chromebooks that will be distributed to, we're going to start this year with our sophomores and juniors, and then next year the seniors will get them as well. So by the beginning of next fall, every single student at Senn will be issued a Chromebook to use during the day, at home, throughout the whole year.
I feel good about getting a Chromebook because it will be easier for me to complete work that I get in school that I can't do on my phone.
I feel like it's a privilege that we have, and like I think it's gonna be fair because everybody now's needing a Chromebook, so like I feel like it's gonna be useful in class and everything's just gonna be online now.
I feel good. I feel like it's gonna help us class-wise. And for people who don't have internet at home, they got something to use now, so they can finish work and they can get things that they need to get done school-wise.
Overall, I think it's helpful for people like me who don't have laptops because, you know, obviously it's a nice productive source of knowledge and a nice resource as a whole. But for other people who already have laptops, they're essentially being forced into taking something else into account into their daily lives, which could be an issue because if something were to happen to it, obviously they would have to pay for it.
The Senn Chromebooks, I feel like they're, for some students, it's extra responsibility that they don't want, and that it should be optional for students that want them, because if you have a computer already, then you have extra responsibility with a Chromebook. It's kind of a lot, and yeah, I think they should be optional, and it's not necessary for everyone to have one.
So in order for the sophomores and juniors to receive their Chromebooks, everybody, all their parents and guardians have to attend a orientation session. We only need one parent or guardian and one student. It's really important that we do that because we want to make sure we talk to your parents, talk about the expectations. There is some cost involved in the event that it happens to be broken on accident or it's lost or stolen, but it's really important for us to talk to each of your parents so they understand. I know some of you, specifically juniors, yes, I'm talking to you, have said that, oh, I'm not going to get the Chromebook or I'm going to use my own device. We really need everybody to get the Senn issued Chromebook. And part of the reason is that if you have your personal device, whether it's a Chromebook or an iPad or a MacBook, we can't support it. So in the event that something happens to it, it breaks, we need you to have a device all the time, every day you're here. So it's really important that you have the issued one. You're more than welcome to use a Chromebook here and use your own device at home. That's totally up to you. But if you could really try to get your parents here to the sessions, we're having them this week and next. We already had them last week as well, and the sign-up's on the Senn website. If you have problems, you're more than welcome to come talk to me and we can figure out a solution. But our goal is by the end of the March to have every sophomore and junior with a Chromebook. That's 780 of you. So please sign up.
Thanks, Eden, for giving the students and faculty a voice on this issue. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. On to sports. Patrick Williams, Cubs and Sox spring training along with how they think they will do for the season.
Hello there, Senn. My name is Patrick Williams, your sports and political analyst. And today we're going to start off with the Senn baseball. As you guys may not know, I am part of the baseball team. I am a pitcher for them, of course. And our opening day game is against Sullivan, March 18th, around 4:30 at Winamac Park, so come on out and cheer us on. Let's now go on to the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox, who played a game against each other. The Cubs ended up winning that game 13-4 at Mesa Field.
Just the other day, I think that was the first time I realized the 5 guys in the rotation, and I've never had a rotation like that on the team I've been on. So it's exciting to know that you have 3 to 5 guys every single night. You expect to go 6-7 in minimum. So it's definitely exciting, and I think for the bullpen, it just kind of shortens the game and makes it even better. Get guys more days rest and just have the guys more fresh, ready to go.
This spring training for Tyler Chatwood for the Cubs was all about making quality pitches. And so far in his first 2 starts, he's made some quality pitches. Tyler Chatwood has improved considerably, and he has taken on sort of a Clayton Kershaw sort of pitching form, which has worked out well for him.
Challenge, it's a challenge for all of us. We didn't win last year, where we just sit back and do the same thing. That's insanity. So we got to play better. We got to be better. Take it upon us, to lead this group even more. We've done it before, but we got to do it again, all over. And the Red Sox won, but they have to do it all over again. It's a different year. It's a different journey. So. I think it's just a matter of all of us coming together, and that's what spring training is for.
That is all for your Chicago sports news of the week. Tune in next week to find out what's going on in Senn Sports.
Boys soccer really kicked it into high gear this year. Junior Elva Denger, Borre profile coach Brewer, who is credited with much of the success.
So once college was over, I went back to my alma mater at Notre Dame and coached there for 2 years, and then got hired here at Senn. And one of the things when I got hired, they said, "Can you coach soccer?" And I said, "Absolutely." So that's kind of how I got started here. What brought us down beforehand was, I think, just like the habits and kind of the culture for success wasn't set in place. Before I got here, it was kind of, we had players missing practice all the time, only showing up to games, and that's not how kind of things work. So I think part of our success was a lot of player buy-in, was that we would, as a coaching staff, we'd say what we wanted our players to do, and they believed in it, they bought in, and I think that's a huge part of our success.
So Coach Brewer is a really influential coach, not only for me, but for my teammates and friends on the team. He always wants the team to do well, and not for the school itself, but for the students, so that they have the confidence to tackle anything in life and have the courage to go out there and pursue what they want. And ever since Coach Brewer started coaching us, we've actually improved over the years. Just recently, we went all the way to regionals, which is something the team hasn't done in a really long time. Although we weren't able to win it, we were able to get there. We still had the motivation to keep pushing, and this sport is something that's very passionate for me, and I know that it's very passionate for Coach Brewer too, because he shows that through every practice that we have. He always wants the team to do best in practice, and wants everything during practice to transfer onto the game, and he feels our rage when obviously like something isn't going wrong. He feels it. He's the one that helps us express it. He knows how to make us better people as players.
I asked Mr. Brewer for his opinion on the importance of team chemistry. Here's what he had to say.
Team chemistry is awesome. I love seeing our players when they're in the hallway. They're always together. They're joking around together. They're wearing their Senn soccer shirts, and our players are hanging out, outside of school together and kind of stuff like that. And that's kind of what makes the long bus rides a little better, makes winning better. Just team chemistry.
Coach Brewer really does a good job of making the whole team be happy with themselves. At some teams, they're not happy to be there, but every day after school, I'm happy to be there. 8th period, I'm always wanting to go to soccer practice, and that's just great. Soccer has really improved how I look at school. Teammates is a big part of soccer. It's a team sport. I think the teammates at Senn are very good. We all trust each other. We have a good chemistry. Coach Brewer, he's a really good coach. He has a good balance of how much strictness and how much pressure you should put on the players in order to perform.
So I think it's really important. Some things I do every day is I check in with the players. So while they're stretching, I make sure I shake everyone's hand, ask them how their day is going. I really get to know our players off the field, ask about their backgrounds. Our players come from so many different histories and backgrounds that I think it's important to know about each and every player, get to know what their family life's about, and yeah. So I definitely think it's important, the relationship between coach and player.
I asked Coach Brewer how far he believes the Senn soccer team can go in the upcoming years. Here's how he responded.
So, I think the sky's the limit for us. We've improved every year. And again, I think it's those healthy habits that we've had for our culture for success. My first year we won 3 games to 7 and then to 12. So I'm hoping that, we have most of our returners coming back. So I'm hoping we can go even more than that. We lost in a regional final, so I'm kind of, think we can go beyond that as well, and I think our players think that too. Our players know that the sky's the limit for them as well. And yeah, we have a chance to do something Senn hasn't done in a really long time when it comes to boys soccer. So I think it's the right time to come to Senn and to be a part of our boys soccer program and kind of really propel our program to the next level.
So, as you guys know in the intro, Oscar and I were fighting over the Senn appeal. So, let's hear from Senn TV members what they think our Senn TV appeal should be or how it should look like. Let's start with Sandy.
I really would like hoodies because I just think it's a more thing that you can use all throughout the 4 seasons. You can do spring, summer, winter, and yeah, black would be preferred because black goes with anything.
Yeah! Good job, Sandy. That's exactly what I think. High five. Yeah, I win. So what do you think our Senn TV appeal should be, BC?
I know you might not like to hear this, but I think a shirt.
Yes.
It's almost summer, and you're probably not gonna wear it over the summer, but I think a shirt.
I support you,
I'm not a
Yeah. Good job, BC.
What do you think, Mr. Colony?
I kind of have a different approach to all this. I think we should get some killer Senn TV sneakers. You can see these shoes are worn out. And,
oh my God!
I definitely need some new ones. You heard of Yeezys? We're gonna call the nasty shoes. It's gonna be awesome.
Jeb, what about you?
Well, I have this different approach on this. I should have a Senn TV scarf like this.
Well, that's it for this episode, Bulldogs. Toots Bloopers.
I don't know what that was, but I liked it. All right. High fives, everybody. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Nice job, everybody.
We're here today in this classroom. Mr. Colnay is in here. As you can see, I'm chilling. Big chilling, actually. So, yeah. I'm just doing me. Nobody to stop me.
Look at with your feet up, acting like a clown.
What else do you have to do? That's totally fine. It's my classroom now. I run this place. You heard? You heard, Mr. Conley? I know you said.
Winners we got walking down our halls.
Yeah! And do you remember the SAT test is only 2 days away?
What?
Boys soccer really kicked it. Why do you keep laughing, Mr. Oscar? Girl, don't say that. I love you. I love you so much. I'm just like waiting for Mr. Collins to finish. Mister! Hey, Mr. Konsu! I was talking to you! Macy? What would you want to say?
The blooper.
You might not like to hear this, but I think a shirt because.
Oh my God.
What an annoying human being. Are these your friends?
No.
Don't tell her.
You said that on camera.
You got blackmail footage of it. Alright.
And
Oh, that actually stunk.
what were you thinking? There was a whole hair on the bottom.
Oh, that was all. TV.
No.
TV. Sorry, guys.
Wait, is that gonna be the show?
Yeah.
Oh my God.